Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So, in this lecture, we will see how to apply the sum command and other commands. Now, uh, if you remember, if I want to find the total cost, what we used to do, the previously I'll tell you one method. The simple method was I'll click my mouse here. I'll I'll say equal to sign, or even you can make use of plus sign. You can see it is activated here. Either you make use of plus sign, or you can make use of equal to sign. Go with equal to sign. And then I used to individually pick the cell, like this cell plus this one plus this one plus this one, and then enter. This is one way of doing. The second way of doing is how? The second way of doing is there's option called as sum, right? So again, I keep my mouse here. I'll say equal to sign. I'll go to sum. I'll open the bracket now, right? And then I'll keep my mouse here and drag it in this way, right? And then I'll close the mouse. This is another way of doing. The third easy or the simple method is what we can do. Yeah, we'll do that anyhow. Uh, Two options we understood, right? Same thing, I'll try to drag it like this. I'll keep it here. Okay, fine. Now I want to see what is the total money what I have got. What is the total cost what I have got. So I'll keep my mouse here. Whatever options I explained to you, let me repeat that once again here. The first is, again, I'll say equal to sign, and then I'll add one by one, this one plus this one plus this one. So it's a time consuming process which I don't want to do. Let me strike it out. The second method what we had is equal to sign, say sum, open the bracket, and then you can keep your cell here, drop it, okay, select everything up to here and close the bracket, enter. This is another way of doing. The easy way of doing is there's option called as auto sum here. Can you see option called as auto sum? Keep your mouse here, go to this auto sum. This auto sum will be visible in the home option. If you go to the home option, you get to see this auto sum here. So keep your cell here, mouse here, and now double click on this. So the moment you do the double click, it will understand that you're looking to add all this digit. So it has added and has given me this value, right? Now I will go to one more step. Now let us say I'll put a filter command here. I'll select all these things. I'll go to this what is that, data, and here I'll go to the filter option. I'll say apply filter. Now I want to see only in 2022, 21 and 20 how much amount of sales or how much amount of money did L&T company got from all the 4 projects. So I'm putting a filter of 22, 21 and 20, and I'll say okay. So the moment I do okay, I'll get 20, 21, 21, 20, 22 and 22, and I got the total cost also. But again, if I want to find what is the total money that I've got from 22 to 20, that is 20, 21, 22, again, I have to come here. I have to double click here, go to the home option, and I have to double click here. Then it will add everything, right? So, yeah, enter. What has happened? It did not take the values. Okay, it's not taking the value, no issues. But again, this is the problem what I'm facing. Then again, I'll come here. I'll say sum, open the bracket, and let me try to drag like this, and I'll see it again. What is the amount I got? So again, it's a time consuming process. So the best way to take care of this problem is called as subtotal. So we'll try to do that. What is the subtotal option? So what I'll do is I'll write it out separately now. So rather than writing it here, I'll write it here. Okay. So I'll keep my mouse here. I'll say SUBSTOTL. You can see option called as subtotal. Okay. I'll write it here. I'll say equal to sign or plus equal to. I'll write SUB. The moment you write SUB, it will pop up subtotal. Click on subtotal. Now it's asking you what you want to do. Whether you want to take an average of a number, whether you want to count how many numbers are there, whether you want to find the maximum of this number, whether you want to find the minimum of this number, whether you want to do the multiplication or whatever. So I'll say I want to do sum. So if you want to do the sum, you don't have to write sum. What is the number left to that? The number is 9, right? So this 9 indicates it is you're looking for sum. So I'll type 9 on my formula bar. This is 9 what I have written. I'll give a comma. Now it's asking me to give a reference. So I'll say all this is my reference. I'll select all these things up to here, and I'll close the bracket, and I hit the enter button. So you can see the same amount has come here. If you want to see an amount, click on this, come to this option, go to the currency option. Okay. And if you want, you can take it at the center. Yeah. Now this is not my problem. My problem is I want to see the cost which will come. I'll go to the filter. I'll say I want to see in 2022, 21 and 20 what is the sales that has happened. So can you see here, by default it has given me like 20, 21, 21, 20, 22 and 22. But also it has given me out of this number, that is from 2020 to 2022, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these 6 companies has got a total amount of this much. If you don't want to do here, I can even do it from here. Same answer I'll get. But previously we were not getting that. So if I'm using a subtotal, this is the advantage of that. Now again, I'll put a filter. Now I'll say I'll just want to find, let us say, I'll go with 16, 18, 19 this time. Okay. I'll go with 16, 18 and 19 and I'll say okay. And I'll say okay. Okay. Let me, yeah, I'll go with 16, 18 and 19 and I'll say okay. So can you see here, it has given me 16, 18 and 19 and directly it is giving me the total money that you have got from all these 3 years from 16 to 19. So that is the advantage of subtotal option. So you can apply this subtotal anywhere in your project and you can get the individual, or you can put a filter command and you can get the total money that is required. Okay, so this is one way of applying the subtotal option. Now we'll go to one more option. So one more option is called as aggregate option. So one more option what we have is a aggregate option. So what is this aggregate option? We'll try to say. So before that, we'll see what is the problem with the subtotal and all. Okay. Yeah. So now let us say I want to do the total of this. So one option we understood that subtotal can give you the individual money whenever you put the filter. Now I'll go with one more option here. So I have a student name here up to here. I have their science marks. I have their mathematics marks. I want to do the total. The simple method what we apply, you can keep your mouse here. So what it has done, it has given, okay, it has taken everything, not required. See, I'll keep my mouse here. I'll say SUM sum. I'll say open bracket. Okay, I'll say add science marks. And I'll say add mathematics marks. Close the bracket. You'll get the marks. Now again, I don't want to do everywhere. I'll just keep my mouse here. I'll drag it like this. So it should take all the values, right? Yes, it has taken. But there is one problem. Here, this student, Ayushman Panchal, okay, and another 2 students, these 2 students, they were absent. They did not appear for the mathematics exam. See, when I'm going down, what is happening? I'm not able to see which is this marks and which is this mark. Then what you do, we know what we are supposed to do. I'll keep my mouse here. I will go to view option. I'll say freeze pane and you freeze it. Now I'm able to see. Yeah. So I came to know that this Ayushman Panchal, Divya and Fayaz, they did not appear for mathematics exam. I've written absent, absent, absent. But now since there is no number here, when I'm applying this sum option, it is giving me an error here, value, value, value. But I don't want this error to come. How shall I take care of this? So when you want to take care of such error, this sum command will not work out. Instead of that, you go with subtotal. Again, I'll write here sub subtotal. Okay. So what you want to do? I want to do sum. So 9 is option for that. Sum is here, 9, comma, and select the range. So reference is this 2 marks. And I'll close the bracket. I'll say enter. And now I'll drag it like this. I'll drag it. So can you see the difference now? What has happened? Here for Ayushman Panchal, these 2 students, it is giving me a marks now. Previously, when I was using the sum option, it was giving me an error there. But now it has given me marks. It has done 26 plus AB. It has considered to be 0. It has given me 26. 18 plus 0 is 18. 26 plus 0 is 26. So this, whatever alphabets I'm writing, AB stands for absent. Okay. When I'm doing this, it is not considering this and it is giving me the value. So this is the advantage of using a subtotal. So right now I've shown you for a very small project. Imagine tomorrow you're working in a project, or imagine you're working in any project and you have all the list of students here like this. Okay, so many students, and out of them they have written. Okay, let me do the same thing here itself. Now I'll add one more, but yeah, insert. Now again, let me randomly add some marks here. Okay, now I'm adding some random marks here. Okay, and I'll write here he was absent, 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 and so on. Let me do all those things. Let me say up to here all the students were absent, and here somebody has got, let us say, 23 marks. Okay, so this is in let us say another subject, science. So when you are working on such projects, now what has happened, even though I've written absent, 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 it has counted only these two. 19 plus 18 is how much? 19 plus 18 is 37. It has given me 37. But if I don't apply this subtotal option, if I remove this subtotal from here, yeah. So if I delete subtotal, and if I just tell him, you just add this thing plus this thing plus this thing, and then if you drag, it will give me error. So everywhere it will give me error, because here it is absent, 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 here it is absent. So that is why whenever you get such data, whenever you try to practice, and in that case, what you're supposed to do, just you don't have to worry, come here and write subtotal, subtotal, open the bracket, and it will ask you what you're looking for. Let me do that, subtotal. So now what I'll do is, yeah, no problem. Yeah, subtotal. I'll go with this only, sum only, 9, comma, and then you give a range. So this is a range, and close the bracket. Finish. You'll get the same answer, but this time it will give you proper answer. This error will be disappear. Got it? So this is the importance of your subtotal option. Now we'll go to one more option that is called as aggregate option. We'll go to one more option that is called as aggregate option. So let us say I have few values here. I have few values. Let me do it here. See, these two values I've added it. This and this I've added. Okay. Second, again I have this value 456 plus 2545. I've added it here. It is 2001. Now again same thing I have. Now let us say I want a grand total here. I want to do a total. So how shall you do the total? I'll keep my, yeah, I'll do total. Let me write here. I want to do total now. Total. This all the marks I want to do the total. Okay. So I'll just keep my mouse here and say auto sum. I'll just select like this. So what it has done, this value, whatever I'm getting, it has given me the total of total, like 1562 plus 2563 is actually 4125. 456 plus 2545 is 3001. 45656 plus 4523 is 50,179. But here he has added all this number, this two number also he has added. Along with that, he has added 4125. That means he has done a duplicate of that. So that is not what I'm looking for. I just want only this value. I just want this value, 4125 plus I want 3001 plus 50,179. This is the answer I want. All right. But here it has added all these things. So in that case, what you do? In that case, we have one more option called as aggregate. So let me delete this. You go to aggregate, AGG. So you can see the shortcut here, that is aggregate. Click on that. And now it's asking you what you want to do. I'll say I want to sum. I want to add all of them. So what is the option for the sum? It is 9. So click on 9 and say comma. Now it's asking you what you want to do, whether you want to ignore some values, or whether you want to ignore any hidden rows, whether you want to ignore any error values. I'm saying whatever here it's coming, 4125, 3001, this you have to ignore. And you add only 1562 plus 2563 plus 456, 2545, 45,656, 4523. So I'll go to the first option, say ignore nested subtotal, because I made use of a subtotal option here, and aggregate function. So what is the value here? 0. I'll say 0 now. I'll say 0. And now I'll give a comma. And now I'll select like this. Okay. And I'll close the bracket. Enter. So can you see what is the answer I'm getting? 57305. And here also I got the same thing. So this is the importance of an aggregate option. Similarly, I have one project here. Let us say building project. Okay, building project. L&T has got a road project and bridge project. Here also I want to do the same thing. I just want to add only this number, 3,40,000, 8,28,000, and 1,06,00,000. This is what I want to add. So again, if I keep my mouse here, and if I say plus, if I say sum, and open the bracket, and if I try to drag it in this way, it will select all the values. It's not required for me, right? So rather than that, I'll go with the aggregate option. So what I'll do, AGG aggregate option. Okay, you have to say equal to sign, only then it will pop up. Aggregate. Okay, and then I want to add them. So there's option called as for add. For sum it is 9, comma. It's asking what you want to do. I will say ignore nested subtotal and aggregate function, that is 0. And then comma, it will ask you to select the range. Now I'll select the range. I'll select like this. Okay, then again, if I bring down, it will be something like this. So instead of that, I'll select here. Then again I'll click on control button. I'll click this. Again I'll click on control button and I'll select this. And I'll close the bracket. You know what will happen? It will just take 1,53,000 plus 1,86,000 plus 2,65,000 plus 5,63,000, 59,85,000 and 46,89,000. It will count. Even though I selected this 3 lakh, 8 lakh and 1 crore, it will not take that into consideration. So you see the answer, and I'll bring the same answer by adding only those stuff. Okay. So again, for understanding, I'll select this and this plus this and this plus this and this. So I should get same answer. You can see 1 crore 18 lakh, same thing I got here also, right? So this is the importance of the aggregate option. So whenever you have a huge data where somebody has done and given you a calculation, is telling you, say, I want to find the total. Now let us say, I'll just make it a bit complicated. I'll say control C. I'll just paste it here, control V. And again, I'll say control C and I'll say control V. Now somebody has given you data like this and he has told you, see, I want to find the total sum of this. But what I have done is I have done a sum of this two number and given a subtotal of that. So in that case, how you shall do that? So what you can do is, one option is, if you're doing it manually, then you have to click here, say plus, you just have to select this one plus this one, then this one plus this one plus this one plus this one plus this one and plus this one and enter. So this is one way of doing. But since the numbers are little less, it's easy. Imagine this complete cells, you have got more number. In that case, you cannot do it individually. So the best option is go for this aggregate command. So I'll write it here. AGG aggregate, I got it. I'll say I want to do the sum. So 9 number, I'll say comma, and now I'll say 0, and I'll say comma, and now I'll select everything like this. Okay, up to here I'll select, and I'll close the bracket. My answer should match with that. Okay, it's not matching. Let me make it match. Okay, I think this one I missed at last. This is missed in that. So it should match. Yeah, you can see 1,71,915, 171,915. So this is the importance of aggregate command. Try to understand this, what I'm trying to tell. So tomorrow you may get a huge data where a person has already done total. Then in that case, you can make use of aggregate option. But one thing you need to remember, this command will work only when the guy here has put a subtotal. Just if he has not, in case, let me give you one more example. I'll select the same thing. Okay, let me write here. I'll take with simple number. I'll take 45, I'll take 50. Now I'm not putting subtotal. I'll just put sum, this and this. Okay. Now again, okay, let me make it in different color just to understand. Yeah. Now again, I'll select this, control C and control V. Okay. Got it. So what should be the answer I'm looking for? My answer should be 95 plus 95. This is what I'm supposed to get if I use the aggregate command. But now I'll use it, aggregate. So aggregate, I'll click on this. I'll open the bracket. So I want to do sum 9, comma. Then I'll say ignore nested subtotal. I'll say 0. Okay. And I'll say comma. And now if I select like this and if I close the bracket, no, I'll not get that answer. You can see it is coming 380. Why? It is coming 380 because it has added everything. So this aggregate command will not work when you added this 2 digit with the help of simple addition. That is, you have added this 2 digit. Rather than if you do in this way, it will not work out. Actually, I should have got 190, but it did not get. But I did not get. So when it will work only when you put the subtotal. So rather than doing that, if I write subtotal, SUB, subtotal, and if I say sum, comma, and if I, okay, subtotal, comma, and if I add this 2, close the bracket, enter, 95, okay. Same thing, I'll do it here. Control C, I'll paste them here, Control V. Now you can see it is matching 190. Aggregate option is working fine. So aggregate option will work only when you are using the subtotal option. If you're just multiplying your number by sum, it will not work out. Got it? Yeah. So this was all about the subtotal aggregate option. Now again, you can make use of one more option in this also. Let us say I'm writing few values here. I'm writing 450. I'm writing 650. Okay. And then I'll write one more answer, 550. So Now, let us say I've hidden this number. Okay, first I'll do that. Yeah, first I'll add it. So how shall I add it? So I'll say subtotal equal to subtotal, close this thing. So I'm looking for this thing. What is that? Sum. So sum is 9, comma. So it's asking me the reference. So I'll say add this three number and close the bracket. Enter. So it has added and giving me the answer. Now let us say by default, this number was hidden. So I'll hide it. Okay, hide. Even though it is hidden, you can see you are getting a total of 1650. See, if you add 450 plus 550, let me add it. Let me add it here. 450 plus 550. You see, I should have got 1000, right? But here it is giving 1650. So now what is the problem with this? Now something is hidden here, but it is counting even the hidden number there. So in that case, rather than going for subtotal, go for the option called as aggregate. So aggregate, I'll click on aggregate. I'll say I want sum 9, comma. So here can you see ignore hidden rows. So it is telling ignore hidden rows. So it is 5. This number is 5. So I'll input 5 and I'll say comma, and it is asking me to select the range. So this is the range what I have. And I'll close the bracket. And I'll say enter. Now can you see I'm getting 1000 here. So 1000 I should have got, I got 1000. Now again, if I unhide it, okay. So it is, if I want to unhide it, I'll select on this. I'll say, yeah, unhide. Okay, it's somewhere here, right? Wait, let me do that. Yeah. Where is that? 51, 52. Yeah, this one it is. Yeah, now you see the moment I unhide it, it has gone to 1650. And again, if I hide it, the moment I hide it, it will go back to 1000. Got it? So this is how you can make use of the values. Now let us say somebody has given you a sheet where there are a lot of hidden values and all. So in that case, you can make use of this aggregate command and do that. Okay, maybe somebody was working on some project and he has given you a lot of values, and in out of those values some are hidden, and he has told you not to count the hidden values. Let me do a small example of that also. Let me write something here. Okay, I'll go with a different sheet. Yeah, let me write few values here just to make you understand. I'll write 500, 560, 250, then we'll write 560 and this one and this one. Okay, fine. Let me add the values here as well. So this one plus this one plus this one plus. Fine. So this is the answer what you're supposed to get. Now he told that these two value you should not consider. Okay, he has told I want the addition of all these things, but he told this 560 and 560, the one which has made red in color, you should not count this. Now imagine, okay, I'll take a long list now, since if the numbers are less, it will be difficult. Yeah. So what you do in that? So and he has hidden those numbers. Okay, I'll hide those things. I'll hide all these numbers. Hide it. I'll hide it. Right click and hide it. Okay. Okay, I've hidden those numbers. So in that case, what you are going to do, you'll go here and you want to add all of them. You'll say subtotal, you'll say aggregate AGG equal to sign aggregate AGG. Okay. Yeah. Aggregate. Then you want to find the sum 9, comma, and here this option called is ignore hidden rows. So 5, comma, and now you select this range, this one, and close the bracket. So what is the answer you're getting? 3678, right? So again, if you want to unhide them, you can go and unhide, this value will change. So this is how you can make use of this aggregate option, and even you can find the values of this number which we are hidden. If you don't use this aggregate, and if you just try to add them, no, it will add everything, even though the number which is hidden, that also will be taken into consideration. Got it? So try to practice up to here. We have understood about the subtotal option, like how to apply the subtotal. We understood how to do the aggregate option, and also we understood how to make use of subtotal and do the calculations. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.